next up, we got Houston, which is Hitch scene. And this play, this play's good against zone, but it's even better against, like, if they run like a tight zone, like in the red zone or something. If we get a look sort of like 5 across, like how we play or something like that. I mentioned when zone blitz, if they're ever like presenting 2 or blitzing 2 with what looks like zone behind it, most likely in the red zone, this is going to be one of the plays that we go to pick on that. Start same way as always, with zone. So what do we know? We know that, we know that, we know that, right? This guy's gonna look to probably pick up the seam. He's got a bail, he's got a bail. Now, over here, there's nothing really threatening this guy other than maybe the intensity of the get off on this slant. But doesn't really matter. We don't anticipate this guy in a zone scenario crashing down and affecting any of this. Doing our best to scare him off, like I said, with our drive up the field, breaking off to a hitch here and our seam here. You probably don't need me to tell you that the hitch seam is the play side of the read. We're here. This is 1. Same way. What do we just have? Dagger, right? Yeah, dagger. Same principles apply to how this player carries this seam. Only this time, we don't want the outside release and him turning his back. We want him turning this way, because we don't have anything moving towards him. So even if he has eyes on us here, we don't have to rip something, right past his ear here. We're over here with it. So it's fine if it's fine if he's turned around with eyes on us, right? So nonetheless, we're seeing how he carries the seam, because now we got our Y getting inside leverage on him, and it may not matter how close or how much separation it is. He may just have leverage on him, and we could just get the ball to him, right, on this seam. So this is our 1. If this carries, clears out the window for our 2. We drop down to our 3. So how would we arrive to our 3? Hard shift right here at the line of scrimmage to where we can't really rip that in. Safety's crashing on it. And this flat defender sinks to the hook. This is very unlikely, by the way. But we could arrive to our 3 here. That's one way. And there's some other things that could cause you to arrive to the 3, right? 3 being the drag. Again, just like on the last play, as our eyes come down, including in the read of the 3 is the choice to get it to the double out here. And then, much like the last one, last play was what? It was the backside post from Flood, but this time, same thing, but it is a backside slant. So, kind of, you're seeing a lot of the same principles being repeated as I explain these plays, right? The way we're reading this seam is the same way. Some of the same things that we were implementing in dagger. The way we're going to move, right to left with our eyes is kind of similar to Flood. The things we're doing with the mesh point of these shallow crossing routes to build picks is a repeat theme. The way we're just trying to pick on certain defenders using our double to manipulate it too. So, much like all the other plays, not all the other, I don't know why I said all the other plays, much like a lot of the other plays, main conflict defender is, again, this nickel, who, again, you could argue is in a 4-point bind here. Again, does he carry the seam? Does he sink to the hook? Does he stay for this drag? Does he crash to the double? So that's that defender we've got. That's the conflict defender. Not every play needs 2-3 conflict defenders. You can just throw enough at one fucking guy that there's gonna be an answer. We don't need to put anybody or too many other players in conflict. But even so, we still kind of do with the mic here, right? Shadow coming across his face, slant coming from behind. We can get him out of place if ever we need to, you know, come carry our eyes to the backside here. So that would just be a scenario of, again, our eyes drop to the 3, we go to let it go, and this mic is hot on his tail. Just instinctively, our eyes look a little left and we rip the slant, right? So that's what it's looking like for zone. Again, this guy can't be right. Much like that last play where we pretty much got him in a 4-on-1 bind, there ain't an athlete in the world that can do all the jobs that this guy would have to do to not be able to pick on this guy, right? So that's zone. In man, almost feel, I mean, not too much about man needs, you know, that's really intuitive, but a couple key points. Again, right here, we're inside leverage on this seam as opposed to the last one. We've got our pick going on here. Can use that in either direction, but again, the default is for the center to help clear the H back there. Also, so as I said, we have a play side concept and a backside concept. This hitch seam is effective against both, right? Because you can imagine this guy just carries the seam. We stop on a dime. It's really open, right? And then the same thing applies, in zone. We just went through it about all the choices there. But the backside is also a targeted man beater. So this slant here, there may be times where we line up. It's not just for this play. There's all kinds of plays where we line up and we can tell, hey, the backside of this progression, we might even want to start there. Like, just the way they're lined up, or, you know, what they're favoring or what they're cheating, or just like what we're seeing. There may be times where we line up and this guy's already cheating inside, and we say, hey, if he just runs with that, like, this slant is just stupid open. And on a route that, you know, traditionally is your 4th read through the progression, you can get to the line sometimes and say, you know, progression be damned, this is already open, right? And go to it. Secondary play. Right? Same things that we want in all the plays. This one will be pretty simple. Right, gets out to here, this will break as the shallow, this will corner as the deep, our drag would be the shallow hash one, and our slant would work up to be the deep hash one, right? A lot of these, you know, and the more we run this, the more we feel it, you know, it really won't even be explained. We'll probably be able to install new plays and not even really have to dig too deep into who's going to be our 4 guys. We'll be able to look at a play and say, okay, he's going to end up here, he's going to end up there. That part should come easy to us. And I'm telling you, if we get this part of it right, if this wrinkle to our offense right, a defense could come out in the look to stop our primary play 75% of the time, be effective 75% of the time, and us still move the ball fine. Take away our primary look, we move the ball around, much back to the basketball thing. Amazing things happen when you just move the ball around. Defense has to reset. They're now guarding a new play. You know, we gotta abuse it, man. We gotta abuse it. Every play has it, and we're gonna use it. Secondary. Fire. Again. Probably know exactly what I'm gonna say. We're here. We're here. Right? Pretty simple. Not a whole lot more to it. That's our fire options. Same thing. Nickel. Is he honoring the drag? Is he coming with you? And keep in mind with this fire, you know, I keep pointing out that the nickel is the only thing in sight. It's fire because we're getting chased from a rusher from this opposite side. So I don't want to paint this as there's nothing in the world to worry about but this backside nickel. There's someone hot on your tail. We're making these reads and decisions under, you know, having to keep it moving. Somebody's chasing us. But, you know, Bryce does well with that. Zach does well with reading that, getting it to guys. So, but we just at least want to always have that passing option there. Because even if you try to get it to the guy and we don't, even that incompletion is better than, you know, taking a sack or something. But just have a choice there. Press and blitz. Again, press, the pick, the mesh, the free release from being off the line of scrimmage. This drag is our blitz beater. The hitch is a blitz beater as well. If they line up and they're blitzing and we know it's man across the board, but this is off man, like they're off man. There's all kinds of blitz beaters in this. Honestly, I mean, shit. You can rip this fucking seam, beat the blitz, because if we're talking blitz, there's no safety, right? This hitch, everything in this play is a fucking blitz beater. Now that I look at it, you can rip the hitch to beat the blitz, ball out quick, rip the seam, drop the drag, rip the slant, get it to the double, and the double can hit any of those. So you know, this will 100% be under our blitz beaters. And what else? Press. Yeah, same thing, you know, same thing. We don't so much love the play side against press as much as we love backside against press. So there's an example right there where we can get to the line and without even having to change the play, we can say, hey, you know, we could still run it. Our backside concept here beats press and go to that, you know. And you may say, hey, let's get into a different play where, you know, maybe both sides beat press, or you may, like I said, we may get into the dual side thing where we, you know, call something like a slant out combo to one side and something else to the other, just to be good across the board against press or whatever we're getting at. But again, these are all things that we'll get to the more comfortable we get with all of this stuff. So hitch seam play side, basically slant out, slant flat, backside. You could almost consider it double slant with the slant out, even though this is a drag, because I mean the same kind of principles apply as a double slant concept. So there's all kinds of shit worked into this one. Love this play. Similar principles to dagger, like I said, but I know we'll run this a lot. Yeah, Houston. Next one.